And Tom, what is it about, why don't you like men being stepfathers?
I don't think that it's a benefit. First of all, if you just frame it, right, and you say, okay, well, this guy, he took care of his business his whole life, and he did the right thing, and he didn't have any children out of wedlock, and he literally had the ability to pick and choose anybody that he wants, right? Why would he go and choose to take care of another man's kid who is at some point going to say, you're not my daddy? Like, why would he ever do that, right? First of all, it removes the responsibility from the woman from choosing the guy that she's supposed to be with in the first place. Because most women have skipped over the man that she was supposed to be with.
Right.
Most of them, right? And then on top of that, you then have to go back and forth with another dude that's going to always be tied to her through that kid. Because essentially, that is marriage.
Right.
Right? You're
Having a baby with
married.
somebody?
Yeah, you're married to that woman through the kid because you're never going to be able to detach from each other.
What happens if the daddy not around?
I agree with Anton because it's like so many stories of guys who raise kids that are not theirs biologically. The guy puts in the effort, money, medical bills, tuition, and then one argument, the kid is like, you're not even my dad. You feel me? They're not grateful. And rightly so, because you are not the dad. And on top of that, there are also other stories of where guys come in, raise the kids, get to bond with the kids, grow that attachment to the kids, but then when the guy breaks up with the mom, now he can't even see the kid anymore because they've broken up with the mom, because he's not the biological father. Imagine biological fathers struggle to see their own kids sometimes. Biological fathers struggle to see their own kids. What about you as a stepdad? You got no rights to the child. So once you break up with the mother, it doesn't matter how much you've invested in the kid. It doesn't matter how much you've played the father role. It doesn't matter what you've done for the child. Once you break up with the mom, that's it. You go your ways, you miss the kid, and it's like, okay. So he's right. Any man who has his shit together is probably going to choose a woman who has no kids. And the same thing goes for a woman who has no kids. You should probably choose a man who has no kids because you're going to grow an attachment to that man. And then when you guys break up, you're going to miss the kids because they're not your kids. And that's if you're lucky enough that the kids respect you, which most times they won't, especially if their dad is in their life.
Because a lot of these niggas be leaving.
Right. She need to go back to her baby daddy.
But then he left.
Well then she gotta wait because that shouldn't be somebody else's. But here's the thing.
So she gotta wait till the baby is grown today.
That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
That is
Stupidest
not
shit I ever heard in my
another
life.
dude's responsibility. She gotta figure that out on her own. Now, if she can finesse a dude into getting with her and doing it on that time, then that's a whole other conversation.
I'm so glad
I don't
we're
see
individuals.
I don't
and
see the
everybody has their own
benefit.
opinion.
Nobody
Hold on,
is ever.
Crystal, what you
Nobody
saying?
is
So
ever.
glad we're all individuals and everybody has their own opinion. I'm so glad that everybody don't think like you.
Why not?
Because
If people thought like me, women would think twice about the man that they chose to have children with.
I don't. So this
That's a good point. That's a good point. If those who have kids and they're not married knew that no one is coming to save them, if all men said, we're not going to date, talk to, this will never happen. This will never happen. Us men, if she's good looking, it doesn't matter if she has 10 kids. If you find her attractive, you're probably going to talk to her. But if in a weird world it happened that men are never going to talk to, date, or approach women with kids, yeah, some women will think twice. Because I don't care how much Anton preaches that men shouldn't be stepfathers. Some guys are like, I don't care what you're talking about. She's beautiful. She has 5 kids by 5 different men. But man, did you see her booty? Man, you know what I mean? So most guys don't care about all that. They care about the fact that, is she available? Does she want me? And is the booty big? Is she beautiful? And that's it. But he's right. If most women knew that no one is coming to save them, no one is in the DMs, they probably would make better choices.
I feel like at the end of the day, you never know people's circumstances, what they're going through, or what's happening when those babies are being made. I mean, you can say you want to have the best mindset and make the best decisions, but in reality, that's not life. So it's like That's like we in make-believe land, what you're saying.
How is that
Real
make-believe
life
land?
happens. So that world you're talking about is make-believe world because that does not happen. Look how many, not that it's a good thing, but look how many babies are born out of wedlock. Look what's going on in the time that we're in. This is a different time from the past. A lot of times when you guys have those mind frames, you're thinking about how things were so long ago. That's not even the world that we're living in anymore.
That's why.
Yeah, but that's just because that's not the world we're living in anymore. It doesn't mean we shouldn't promote marriage. We shouldn't promote marriage, getting married before you have kids. Because the world we are living in now is not better for the kids. It's not. Kids deserve to be born in a married household where the mom and the dad are both married and they make a decision to have the baby when they're both involved in the kid's life in the same house, not 50-50 custody. So her point is doesn't make any sense. Just because that's not the time we're living in now is that being a single parent is champion doesn't mean it's right, because it's not good for the community. It's not good for the kids who grew up without either the mother or the father. It's not any better.
We want to make America great again.
We can.
You did not just sit here and say that shit.
That's why we want to make America great again. Because think about it. The more that we are left up to our own devices and get away from the core of what we're supposed to be doing in the first place, the worse off it gets.
Yeah.
The reason why people with more information than we've ever had before continue to go down this dark path, we know for a fact that a child raised in a single parent household has less of an opportunity to be great, more of a probability to need therapy, more likely to go to jail, less likely to go to college, more likely to have debt and be asking the government for student loan forgiveness. We know that is the pathway more than likely.
You dealing with that?
I come from black.
I agree. We have the statistics that show a child is better off growing in a two-parent household. So just because we live in a time where being a single parent is champion doesn't mean it's best for the child. He's right. I don't know why she keeps arguing. That's a good point. If she's going to argue statistics, then there's no argument.
I come from a two-parent household, and I got
being born black. Period.
We know
you be
this.
born to a two-parent household.
That's nonsense.
That is.
I was
that is
born
so
in the hood
true.
like everybody else, and that ain't my circumstance or any of the people that
because
was
you
born
made
with.
it different for yourself.
No, I didn't. It's
Individuals
because
move
I was
differently.
raised in a two-parent household,
So
even though we were poor. But that don't mean nothing. Because I'll go into that in a minute. But my point
You
is,
need a microphone. Hold on.
but my point is that even with all of the information and the technology and being able to look in hindsight, y'all still choosing to do it. This is not something that anybody is making y'all do.
Yep.
Y'all choosing to have children out
We're
of
not
wedlock.
making them men have babies with a seed. It takes two.
Time
It's
out,
not
first of
just
all.
my.
Y'all
Not
choose.
just,
You're right. It takes two. The men are not the men are supposed to be held accountable with this as well. And as a man, you know, you're right. Both men and women are wrong. So, as a community, we should champion marriages before carrying babies. All right, as a community, we should at least preach that, you know what, if you have a child and you guys are not married and you're not in the same household, these are the repercussions. This is what may happen to the child. The child is not better off. Are there kids who grow in single parent households and they come out all right? Yeah, but what do the statistics show? That the chances are very small, are slim. So yes, both men and women should be held accountable. I agree.
Reason to do it.
decision.
You know,
2K,
why-
2K, what you
why-
2K, what
no,
you have
no,
to
let me
say?
ask her a question. Why would a woman have a child out of wedlock? Why would she choose to do that today?
how about I'm gonna take it back to what I say every time. Like you said, you grew up in a two-parent household. You probably was taught something a totally different way. Imagine being me, born in a household where my mom is a single parent and there are different baby daddies. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm growing up where auntie's doing the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Everybody not married. everybody not with, not with the person that they had kids with, but then you still find your way, you move through life, you do what you have to do. Let's say you find you a man that loves you for you and love your babies, and you do have kids that are from another man. You feel me? But the situation didn't work. You said because I made a bad decision and had a baby by a guy that decided he wanted to whoop my ass, now I can't find love and happiness because of that. That don't make
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say you can't find a man just because you're a single mother. He's saying we should not force men to be stepfathers just because you're a single mother. He's saying we should preach, since you have kids with a man and you're not married, you should preach to your kids, your own sons, not to be like their father. You should preach to your daughters not to do what you did to have kids before you get married. That's all he's saying. I don't know how you cannot understand what he's saying. Anyway, man, full link down below to Anton Daniel's channel. Full link down below to the video. Comment down below what you guys think. Peace.